Hey everybody, Josh RV Nerd here at Bish's RV, and with some of my top picks videos coming out, a bunch of people said, hey, why don't you come up with something like your top picks with private bedrooms under 30 feet tip to tail? And I think that's a really good category. That's what we're going to dive into today. These are just a couple of my personal favorite picks. That's not to say these are the very best things that are possibly out there. And when you're trying to condense the entire industry and a lot of really good models down into just like 5 things, something's not going to make the list. So if your favorite pick doesn't show up today, don't take any offense. I'm not saying that you have bad taste in campers by any means. It might mean that either I just haven't had a chance to see it, or maybe I just personally like a couple other things. So as we go through today, let me know which of these trailers is your favorite off this list, and if you have a personal favorite that doesn't show up today, leave me a comment and let me know that, and I'll get it added to my hit list, and hopefully in future reviews I'll have a chance to hit one of those. But enough of all that, let's get things started. The first one I'm going to look at today, it was actually one of the very first new brands that I got to experience by coming onto the Bish's RV team, and that was an Alta by East to West. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Bish's RV in Grand Rapids, Michigan. My first time covering an East to West Alta. This is a good, I think this was a good one to start with. It is, I think, a great option for a solo or couples camping kind of runaround situation. It's under 6,000 pounds. It has a slide, but it doesn't feel like a camper with a slide, if that makes any sense. Like, you can still have full front to back pass-through access with it. It has shockingly good storage and I think a nice living room, although it's just a sofa. It's not a sofa and a dinette, but it's kind of what I like to call a dinofa. It's a sofa that has like a little floating table, and where that hides in this RV when you're not using it under the bed, I think is really, really cool. A lot of RVs have sofas with a table that like hides behind it, hides behind the sofa. Sorry, I can't speak. And you always feel like you're bashing up the walls or digging up the sofa when you're trying to pull that out. You don't have that problem with this one. I like the way they did the docking center. It actually has a miniature front drop frame on here. It's a floor plan layout I've seen before. If we're calling a spade and a duck, I do believe the Grand Design Imagine is really the one that kind of pioneered this floor plan. But I like having options. You know, Bish's RV, we have Grand Designs among our lineup, so I don't mind, you know, going through and comparing the two. But I like to showcase where each RV kind of stands on its own merits. And I really like what I'm seeing out of these Altas right here. It's, again, not everyone needs a big, giant RV. It has a giant bathroom. It is a walk-through bathroom. I don't know if everyone's going to like that. It has a giant king bed. I don't know if everyone's going to like that, but at least it has an option. You can always size it down to a queen. Next up was one that I believe I even referred to as most improved. From what I had seen of them in the past versus the evolution of this floor plan and what they had done with it, it immediately just caused me to just stop and do a 180 and be like, is this even the same company? And that is what Winnebago did with their 2529 rear kitchen. Hey, remember when we used to cover Winnebagos? Guess what? They're back, baby! And I am glad, I feel like we got the band back together. I always really had a healthy appreciation for these. And since the last time you saw them, they have made some serious improvements. So if the last time you heard of or saw a Winnebago trailer was from one of my videos, forget it. Start over. Let's start everything new because this is cool. So this is their rear kitchen model, or sometimes called rear galley, if you want to talk in like marine terms. What this thing is here, it is a ideal fit for most half tons, or some bigger tow package SUVs would tote this around just fine. But they've done some really cool creative things here. They made the ceiling taller inside without making the RV's total exterior height taller. So let your mind marinate on that one real quick. They've also bulked up the holding tank capacities and the axles from the last time I saw them. They're using, you know, the Asdel sidewalls and the cabinetry, the improvements, the fit and finish, the look of this thing. Oh, man, this is not your father's Winnebago right here. This is something special. I like what they're doing. They've also really bulked up a couple things, like the underbelly is enclosed and heated. That I remember from years ago, but they've also, you've got a radiant barrier layer going around this thing, and you now have 12-volt tank heaters going on in this thing to help give you that better extended season capability. But there's all those little things like you can put bigger propane tanks on this. Instead of the 20s like a lot of lightweights use, you can put bigger 30s so you can have more time between stops and refills, you know. There's a lot that I like about this. Frankly, other than the fact that the kitchen counter space is a little bit limited, I don't have a lot of criticisms on this. There was one other thing. Oh, it's a Camp Queen bed. I know, that ain't everyone's cup of tea. There's room in there for a True Queen. I would kind of like them to just do a True Queen. Chances are you'd like them to just do a True Queen, but they don't. And giving you that kind of fair information, telling you the good with the bad with everything in between is what we do. So if you appreciate that, make sure you like our video and hit subscribe. And let me know what you think of the new generation of Winnebago here at Bish's RV. Now for number 3 here, the reason I wanted to point out this specific Freedom Express, again, it's just under 30 feet. It's 29 foot, like 11 inches tip to tail. It has a king bed slide, a living room super slide, and an outside camp kitchen. Who else has done that under 30 feet? Holy crap! Oh yeah, look at this. Now that is what I call a lightweight with the right weight. My name's Josh the RV Nerd. This is the only 6,510 pound, if you can believe it, 2 deep slide Freedom Express 259 FKDS. And it, man, I don't know which one of the Freedom Expresses is my favorite. There's a lot of them that are really good. This thing somehow magically comes in under 30 feet with a big front kitchen living room slide, awesome entertainment, taller ceiling, and a king bed slide out under 30 feet with a camp kitchen. This thing is awesome. It is potentially within the realm of half-ton towability, assuming you've got a half-ton with the proper credentials. Obviously, you're really going to want to watch things like not just your towing capacity, but your payload with that big super slide up front on this one. But where this one comes in is it has a 1-2 punch of weight-reducing ASDEL, which also has a bunch of other secondary benefits, but additionally it has wide stance stability axles, which really help this one tow and feel like it's a little bit shorter because it takes a lot of the bouncing forward to back out of this thing, a lot of the porpoising. This is an extremely popular floor plan, and I am very, very interested to see what you think of the 22 updates. The outside, they've changed a couple decals. I think it looks good. I think it looks like it's moving fast when it's sitting still. The inside, though, completely redone, and they went the totally opposite direction of what they went last year. It is dark. It is rich. It has light accents where it needs it. It has a very up-class kind of feel to me, which I think is very interesting because Rockwood makes a very similar floor plan, a 2608 BS. I'm going to reference that several times in this video because they are so similar. But they have a medium to a very light interior. This has like an espresso decor that it's really speaking to me in a way I didn't expect. Now, next up on the list here is one that, I mean, everybody and their brother builds this floor plan. So what is it about this one that kind of jumps out at me? And really, it's the combination of just amazing storage, auto leveling king bed, the hot cold climate package, all wrapped up into something just under 30 feet. There's some other very good versions of it, but for me, if I was looking at something like this with the following floor plan, this would probably be the one that I would pick. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan with one of my personal favorites. It's the Cougar 26 RBS. It's 6,890 pounds as we see it here, so a little under 6,900 pounds. It has about a 2,000 pound cargo capacity on top of that, which means that something like this, if you've got a hefty, chunky, really capable half ton, you'll find this one okay. I think people would probably find it a little more comfortable on a 3/4 ton. That would probably be my general recommendation. But again, a real good heavy half ton, the kind of thing I call like a 2/3 ton, it would be able to get the job done here. And what I like about this one, like Cougars, maybe it's a couple pounds more than some of the other things. It's like everybody and their brother does this floor plan. So why would you choose a Cougar versus something else? Because it's certainly not the least expensive. It's certainly not the lightest weight. It's because it has so many of those big Cougar fifth wheel feels and functions. Like we got a king bed. We have a warranty for full-time RVing on a travel trailer. That's just not something you find every day. It has the really exceptionally good hot cold camping package at 0 to 110 degree rated, and I think that hot climate capability is a very underrated aspect. Like, everyone's like, well, is it 4 seasons? Is it 0 degree rated? How about the fact that when it's scorching hot in the summertime, when most of us are using the camping, this thing excels beyond the capabilities of most any other trailer out there. That's the kind of stuff I like. Carpetless, big entertainment, monster storage in this thing. This camper rocks. It rocks. Tell me I'm wrong. This thing's amazing. I love it. I mean, if we're going to try to be picky, yes, it's limited on door side windows, and the traveling access, we can argue, is a little janky. We're going to talk about more of that inside. I'm going to try to be fair. I got to rein myself in, obviously, because I like this camper. But anytime I make these lists, I always end up with more good options than I have slots for. And then I always end up with a little honorable mention scroll like we're seeing over here in thin air. Hopefully I remember to put it on screen. There's, you know, when, again, this is subjective. When I added certain ones up, certain ones just stuck out a little more for me and how I would camp. But those are definitely some very good models worth taking a look at. I will leave you links to the full videos of those things down in this video's description. But in a completely hypocritical fashion, I couldn't pick a single number one, because when I started looking at 30 foot or under with a private bedroom, I started looking through Rockwood's lineup, and they have 4 dynamite front kitchens that are all qualifying in that. And when I start boiling them down side by side, they all have excellent factors, and they kept like zeroing themselves out. I couldn't pick just one winner. So what I'll do is, again, I'll leave links to all 4 of those front kitchen private rear bedroom Rockwoods in the video description, and I'm going to give you samples of 2 of them here real quick for you to enjoy. How did they pull off a king bed slide with a master bath ensuite under 30 feet in a trailer? It's crazy. Hey everybody, Josh here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan with the 8263 MBR, the Rockwood middle bedroom with like master bath ensuite, like a giant luxury fifth wheel coming off the back of this thing in a 30-foot travel trailer. Again, that's the thing that blows me away about this. From tip of the tongue to back of the bumper, it is 29 feet 11 inches. And I suppose the answer is because they got really crafty and really creative with the living room. But it works. It works really well. What I like about this one is that it has the big high-end features for something where you want to spend a lot of time somewhere. But at 30 feet, and with Rockwood's torsion axle and suspension system, plus the Goodyear tires, plus the standard TPMS, so that you can monitor your tire pressure going down the road, it gives you the comfort and the peace of mind for moving around. So I look at this and I'm like, oh my Lord, if you are a snowbird, sunbird, if you migrate with your camping style, this thing right here is like custom crafted for that kind of thing. It is carpetless. It's extremely tall inside, so even though it's only 30 feet, it feels much larger. We're going to touch more on a lot of that as we go through here. Now, it's certainly not a layout for everybody. Then again, I don't know what layout really is, but that's why we carry so many different campers here at Haylett RV. But if it's just 1 or 2 of you running around, I could see this being just a really, really awesome couples destination getaway rig. Now, it's got a couple hiccups. The road mode travel accessibility on this one is a little funky. There's definitely going to be some people say, well, if I have somebody over, they have to walk through my bedroom to get to the bathroom. It's really made for just like 1 or 2 people. It's really not, I don't think, designed and intended for having a lot of guests over. And that is the kind of A and B, look at it both ways, fair information that I'm going to give you on this one today. I'm also going to address something right away. We're going to get a ton of questions that are going to say, is it half-ton towable? I don't know that I'm comfortable lumping it into that category. 7,500 pounds, empty, before cargo, starts to feel like a lot for a half-ton. Now, there are some very capable half-tons that could certainly jerk this one around here, but I don't want to give it a generalization of half-ton towability. Given its size and given the fact that I think you're going to take a trailer like this long distances to get to a destination, I really feel it's best fit for a 3/4 ton. And again, if that's the that safety kind of information, if you appreciate that stuff, and not just saying, heck yeah, it's good for any half-ton, get on down here and sign me your paycheck. Well, hit that subscribe button, like our video, and let's get inside here because I've talked enough. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan with what I named the best new floor plan of 2021. This is the Rockwood 2516S and it is just a stone cold killer, this thing. It's, we'll say 26 feet, 25 feet, 11 inches. It's 26 feet. It's 6,145 pounds as we see it here today. Know that that can vary a little bit with options, but it has an awesome front kitchen, amazing storage, full traveling access, awesome entertainment center, 60 by 80 True Queen bed in a slide in 26 feet. It shouldn't exist. I don't even know how they did it. It just doesn't make sense. I've asked other manufacturers, could you build this? And say, no, we tried to engineer it and we were coming up with like 28 feet. I don't know what kind of Bob Vila voodoo magic they pulled off on this thing. But Rockwood does Rockwood things now, don't they? So a lot of what you're going to see here is going to look very similar to 21 because basically the way that we were optioning stuff at Haylett RV has effectively become largely the standard package, like the 12-volt fridge, inverter, and solar bundle, all now standard, you know, some things like that. We're going to go through and show you all the different ways you can use the theater seat, all kinds of different things, a couple little points of concern that you might want to look for along the way. And if you appreciate that kind of fair information, like putting it right out there, it's got carpet in the slide. Kind of wish it didn't. Doesn't bother some people. I know a lot of people would rather it not be there. I'm going to point that stuff out to you. I'm not going to lie about it, not going to hide from it. And if you like that kind of, you know, straightforward, straight shooting, hit the subscribe button and let's get Doug in here. Doug! Get in here! So that's another listicle. Thank you folks for tuning in. Again, let me know which one of these was your favorite. And if you appreciate the time it takes to put together things like this, because these videos take about as long as anything else, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And again, I've got tons of full walkthrough video tours linked down in that description area. And you can always check our website for pricing and availability on any one of those models at any time. So until next time, let me know which one was your favorite. Let me know if I missed one. Very, very possible. I can acknowledge that, certainly. And I look forward to hearing from you. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.